Yellow, yellow. Welcome
Hello.
to Talk
Hello.
today. It's a very good day. We are here.
Cool.
Welcome, everybody. So good to be here again. It's, let me see if I say it properly. Every Wednesday at 5. Oh, okay, let's start with the GMT plus 2, which is Central Europe time zone, where is Chris. GMT plus 1, 6 p.m. 5 p.m. GMT plus 1, which is the time zone where I am, and Steven and Nick, and
Mhm.
hopefully Peter will join us in a while, and Karinder.
Mhm.
And Maria should be at Central Time.
No, Eastern Standard
Okay,
Time.
it's 12 p.m.
Yay!
Great. And
Yes.
let me see, Harper should be, oh my God, 8 hours less than me. So it should be 9 a.m.
Correct. It is
Okay.
9 a.m. here.
Yay! Good work.
I have my morning coffee.
We live in the future, Harper. And so it's time for you to say hello.
Hello, 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 hello. I'm in the rainy part of the world today. It's the only time of the year I can say that. So I'm from Arizona, USA.
Perfect. And next to you, there's from Belgium, Chris. Ça va?
Oui, ça va. Hello from Belgium. Here it is bad weather and it has rained more than in a whole year.
Oh,
And we are
wow.
only July now. So I hope it will stop.
Hope you live on a
Time for
hill,
rain.
not at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good point.
And so let's cross the ocean. Just right to Canada. How are you, Maria?
Hi, Marco. Hi, everyone. It's Maria from Ontario, Canada. We've had rain and cooler weather, which I really adore. I really love it. I'm very happy about it. And yesterday we were out. We went to a park. We made a fire, an outdoor fire with wood, and we were cooking, and we got rained on in the middle of the cooking. But thank heavens, we had finished cooking, went in the car, and finished eating in the car. But I love this cooler weather. I love it. Nice to see you all.
Perfect. And so let's get back to the plane and cross ocean till the island of the Majesty. How are you, England friends? Stephen.
That's good, Danke. Everything's good in England. Wonderful sunny Wiltshire. It's beautiful today. Sun's been shining all day. We've heard though of the floods in Germany and Belgium, and I can empathise. The only thing I'm hoping for is that we don't get the floods too. Nick.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I can confirm it's the start of the British summer. It's arrived. We've got it for 5 days. I'm reliably informed. So, barbecues out, shorts on, t-shirts. Oh, shades. Man, it's going to be great. Yeah, 5 days.
On Saturday, the sun will shine here, and then I will hold a fest for my anniversary, which I have postponed until the sun is there.
Good thinking.
So the topic of today was because of the football game last year. and because it reminded me because here in Portugal I'm a Sporting supporter, the club who teach somehow Cristiano Ronaldo, Luis Figo, and other players. And I think it was in 2004 we had this Europa League final. We were in the final against Russian team CSKA. And in our stadium, we lost the final,
Oh.
3-1. And in the, I think it was both. It were in 2004 or 2003, and then we had the as you we had this Europe Championship, and we lost the first game against Greece. And okay, it was bad, but not that bad. And then we lost the final at our home with Greece again.
Oh,
That's right.
So this was very frustrating, even though harmless somehow. Okay. So that's why I choose the topic of the day. And we should not, it could be not about football. We can talk about that passion we had when we were teens. And then we finally, after, I don't know, 100 years trying to get the phone number from the lady or the boy. And once we got it, it's so disappointing because that person is so boring.
yes. Yeah, that's interesting. Yes.
I'm not going there.
So it's time to talk about frustration, but harmless frustration. I don't want to talk about that frustration that somehow really hurt us or may cause us pain.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's time to talk about harmless frustration. And let's start with my good friend, Harper. Let's go.
Oh, me. I haven't had any frustration in my life. Life has been good. I'm totally kidding. So I would say the first, well, not really the first, because I mean, like you said, you really try to get a girl's phone number, and then you talk to her, and you're like, we don't have anything in common. I don't even like this girl. What is going on? But the first real adult frustration that I had that was really it was all pretty much made up in my own head was when my senior year, my final year of high school, I signed up to go into the military. And while I originally wanted to go in the Air Force, because that's what my grandfather did in World War II and my cousin did in the 80s, I went down there and the recruiter wasn't there. So I was like, I just wanted to be a police officer. I didn't care what uniform I wore. So I went into the Marine Corps and I signed up for the Marine Corps. And so as my senior year progressed, it started getting closer and closer. And I'm like, I was proud of the decision I made. I'm like, I'm going to serve my country. So I graduate and I'm getting really close to going to boot camp at this point. And at this point, the nerves and the butterflies in my stomach are really starting to churn. And I'm like, what the hell did I do? I'm from a small town. I wasn't a tough kid. I was picked on in elementary school. I was probably, if you asked anybody in my graduating class, I would be the one person that they would say would be the least likely to join the military, just because, I wasn't one of those guys that wore camouflage, around town. I wasn't that type of guy. But so as it got closer, I was trying to think, going, how can I get out of this? I'm literally scared, and having nightmares and stuff before I even go. But it turned out to be the best decision I ever made in my life. But I set that expectation that it's going to be this. And I got to boot camp and it was like the same thing. It was like, I'm being yelled at. Well, I did that at home. I can't go anywhere without permission. I was grounded a lot. All right, this isn't so bad, But and of course I'm making it, humorous. But yeah, and looking back at it, even though I've got several ailments, I would do it all over exactly the same way. But it's one of those things that I set up this whole thing, and I was so afraid and everything to go, and it was just like, and it turned out to be nothing.
Yeah.
I can't do a sports thing because Americans aren't as passionate about sports as the Europeans. So the rest of the world, when it comes to football, is like on a passion that Americans just don't understand.
Yeah.
You're lucky, Harper, really. You don't have to go through the heart-crushing pain
Yeah.
of defeat.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, interesting.
Chris?
Oh, perhaps I am an American then. I have nothing with football, but I am a very social girl. So I have supported for Portugal, for England, and for all my friends.
Are you
who
kidding
really
me? You
football
supported
fans.
Portugal against Belgium?
Yes. And why did that? So, when the Belgians will win and the Portuguese don't, then I will have a very tough program here next week. And so for me, the best ploeg can win. The best players can win because I have no bandages with those people. And for the rest, harmless frustrations. I think everybody has that. Me too. And my greatest frustration that is that I am not so good in English, and I really need to learn that very fast. But I think also that when you are searching for a solution, that in the harmless frustrations there can be some fuel to be creative and to search for solutions. So for my English, I have found, thanks to Stephen, Grammarly, that can help me with much failures that I make. And I have also found, thanks to Owen Hemsad's video marketing school, the lessons of Paul Duke in Canada. I follow them, and now I have found another machine that helps me, and that's Jarvis. That's artificial intelligence, and it helps me with the vocabulary that I don't have, because I don't know that. And for me, it's very difficult to search the good word. I have to do then for each word that I can't find two things. I have to search it in a dictionary to translate it. And then I have to search the word in another better English dictionary where I can find if I have found the correct translation. So I don't say very stupid things. And that's the way it goes now.
That's
Yeah.
part of English.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Perfect. So
So
after
Jarvis
this,
is very helpful for me.
yes, it's okay. So,
Yeah, I've got the, can I say, Chris, I've been using Jarvis as well for the last few
Yeah.
days, and I've got to admit, it is one of the best AI content writers I have ever tried, and I've tried a few, but this one really is good. I mean, yeah, it's it wrote a blog for me that I posted over the weekend that
Oh, wow.
took it
Wow.
like 20 minutes. I'm thinking, wow, that would have
Yes.
probably taken me all
I
day to
have,
actually
I
thought
have
about
done
it. and
many
wanted it.
texts with it, and it goes also in Dutch, and it goes very excellent. So I will use it every day,
Good for
also
you.
for social media.
did you write the what you said on Jarvis? Because I was at some point I saw I thought, oh, I'm at the Oscars. Thank you to Stephen. Thank you.
Teamwork.
Well, by the way,
Some big
I
points.
bought yesterday on AppSumo deals. I bought Writer, RYTR, which
Yeah.
I think it does the same, but having in mind the difference of the price, because
Yeah.
Jarvis, it's a little bit, as we like to say here,
It's
salty.
It's salty? Okay.
It's a little bit salty.
Yeah.
Maria,
Oh, this is so, my goodness, I've got so many frustrations, but I would say it's that the one harmless frustration. I remember when Stephen and I were doing, when I was just getting introduced to Be Live TV. Remember Stephen? And I couldn't get on it. And my God, he helped me so much. He had so much patience. And I thought I got so frustrated at times, but I'm glad I went right through that because that was quite harmless, but I had to learn. And now I'm going into the second step, asking for advice from Stephen. Of course, I consider him my mentor about going on and reaching more marketplaces with my blogs and my videos. But I understand, Chris and Harper and also Nick. It would take me hours to write something because I've always written. I love literature. I remember taking 2 literature courses when I was in high school because I love literature. I used to read a book a week in different languages on purpose. I was just like Chris. I had my dictionary there, right? I did that in Europe. I don't do that now, but it's very tiresome and very tiring. So I want to learn about Jarvis. I want to learn more about AI because I always thought there has to be something that would make things go a little bit faster because to sit down and write, that's why I prefer doing videos now, Steve, because you do it right away. It's out of the way and people see you. We're writing, you have to sit down. And I started my first blogging in 2012, believe it or not. And those blogs are still up, not only on my own website, but also on other websites that had to do with real estate. They're still there. I probably wrote about 20 of them. Couldn't believe it. It took me hours and hours, right, just to come up with it. So I'm looking forward to learning more from Stephen, what my next steps are, what apps I have to purchase on AppSumo, and then Chris, I want to learn more about Jarvis. I've joined that group, by the way. So
okay, thank you.
Yeah, this, I love meeting all of you because you're all very progressive. You want to learn just as much as I do. So I'm very grateful that I'm part of the group. Thanks.
I won't join that group because I don't join, for instance, I don't join the Ferrari group as well. So
a little different. I don't get it. Okay.
Steven.
Well, mine is really a minor frustration, which I demonstrated before we went live. I didn't expect to demonstrate it, but I did. Because I'm going live name drop time on Amazon, I can only go out at 720p. So I thought, well, I'll ditch the green screen as well. I'll just have the back. I'll go like Nick. I'll just have the background. You don't need the fancy stuff in the background.
Yeah.
So I'm just using my camera, but you want to be able to get your camera just right. So there's a piece of software, we all use it, it's called Logitech Capture, and it allows you to zoom in and out and get everything just perfect. Okay? But, and here's the rub, if you're using your camera and you've got Logitech Capture running, and for whatever reason, your camera goes off for a split second, Logitech Capture takes over, captures the camera. Well, that's why it's called Logitech Capture, really. It captures the camera, and you can't go live using the camera. Yeah, and it's a minor frustration, but when you 2 minutes before going live and Logitech Capture decides it's going to take over the world, and you've got to close it down or reboot.
Yeah,
it's just a royal pain. So that's my minor frustration is Logitech Capture.
Yeah.
People from Logitech, please listen to Steve.
Yeah. I got a Logitech last year, Steven. I bought it because my camera on my computer wasn't working. It's only black and white. And I speak about frustration. I understand you. I have to go and change. Otherwise, I go to OBS or Logic Capture or just Logi. It drove me crazy. I didn't even understand it, right? But now I understand it. It's crazy. It just changes. Out of nowhere, it changes.
Wants to take over the world. All we need to do is to put a little button on Logitech Capture which says, "Shall I use your camera?"
Mhm.
And then until you press that button, the thing just sleeps. It's
Yeah.
quiet, dormant, doesn't get involved.
Yeah,
Crazy. Crazy.
I get it.
Nick.
Oh gosh, where do I start? There's so many. I mean, apart from obviously the
Okay, we have time.
endless rejection from women as a younger man, that got so bad I seriously considered asking boys. No, I was joking.
You didn't forget
I
my
never got that bad. I blamed it on the AIDS crisis broke, and
Okay.
me and my mate Simon, we couldn't get girls for love nor money. It was a big no-go for a couple of years. Anyway, that was a minor frustration, and then my life has been peppered with them. Being a Tottenham supporter, just constant frustration. It's just ongoing, even to the degree that we get to the Champions League final and we managed to lose that, even though we were the better team. And I thought, that's a bit frustrating, but that's okay. We've still got probably one of the best managers in the world. But our chairman, a few months later, didn't think so. So he sacked him. And 2 years later, he's now ruining that decision as well. So it's, the ability of my football team to massively shoot itself in the foot when everything seems to be going a little bit more rosy. And then actually another frustration is, and don't get me wrong, I'm a diehard England fan, very, very happy. Well, and that was when I was living in Germany. Obviously, I kind of ditched England because let's support a winning team. And I thought, when Germany won the World Cup, I was saying to my neighbour Wolfgang, I said, this is the closest I will ever get to feeling like we've won the World Cup. But it's the frustration though is we get to a final, we get to a semi-final, and all our players are like, oh, they're heroes. Yeah, no, I think they're like very well paid footballers. Absolutely, heroes. I wouldn't really call them heroes. So yeah, a little minor frustration is where our media tends to over egg situations, over promote, and a little bit of reality. And also going back just very quickly on that Jarvis thing is like you, Maria, I love doing the video, and what I have been doing is getting my videos transcribed with AI. But of course what you're talking about on video doesn't naturally translate into a blog, but what it does do, it gives it a good structure. And what I found really well is take that structure and then run it into a really good blog. So that was what I really appreciated it for. It was like, did the heavy lifting. You still have to tweak it. But.
Of course. Are you talking about the AI through Jarvis, or are you talking about another program that you transcribe from your video? What program do you use for that?
Oh, I use otter.ai for that.
Okay.
And,
I have Happy Scribe.
Yeah, and you get
also from AppSumo.
Yeah, I'm staying well away from AppSumo at the moment.
I just started.
My card would be coming out, and I'd be like, no.
I'll have to get those names from you, Chris.
I bought Episcribe on AppSumo, and
Okay.
as I mentioned before, yesterday I bought this writer. So maybe I will use these two tools, and let me see if I get tempted to buy something else.
Too much to choose.
Please, hold me.
Hold Marco back. Hold Marco back.
So I'm going to talk about maybe it could be a frustration, but it's sometimes the over expectation of, for instance, the New Year's Eve. Okay, September. Where are you going? Because there's here the Passagem d'Ano, which is the main party. We go drink and we go out, and it's cold. We cannot even wear t-shirts and shorts and whatever. And oh my God, there's a party there and another there. And well, this was when I was my 20s. Now I in the 40s, I learned the lesson. So many expectations. We are at Christmas, and oh my God, I bought this suit and whatever. I bought ticket. And then it's 7 a.m., 1st of January, and you thought, oh my God, where is the party?
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes.
It went so fast. Oh, and I think it's one of the main problems. Is well, problems. It's not a problem. Problem. It's something like what happened to England last Sunday.
Mhm.
We're not going to talk about that.
No.
We're not.
Even
Well,
All I can-
yes.
It- World Cup next year, Marco. We've only got a year to wait, and then we can do it all again. Our players will be a year older, a year wiser.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we'll have the same manager, but it's going to be darned hot. The World Cup, for some unknown reason, the Football World Cup next year is in Qatar.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow.
Not so much unknown reason, it's the vast amount of money that they bribed.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Because they love football. They love football. They
Oh,
have
massive football
amazing
playing
football
country,
teams
absolutely.
and football players and
Okay.
everything.
Yeah.
Does Qatar have a team?
They should have a very oily team.
Yeah. I mean, they'd probably be good at beach volleyball, but yeah. Not-
No, beach volleyball.
I may have this wrong, but the games are actually being played at night time, around about 11 o'clock at night to midnight, which
Get
is the
this cool.
coolest time of the day.
Yeah, I was going to say, right, because you need the coolness of it, right? Yeah.
and are they not playing it in some air-conditioned stadium as well?
Mm.
When they building an air-conditioned stadium for some, it's just mind-blowing.
Mhm. They have the money. They have the money. They can do it, Nick.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just
I
power
don't
it
think
by
it'll help
solar.
Okay, and talking about money, let's throw the next topic
Okay.
to the table.
Okay.
Let's wonder that these emails that I don't know about you, but I get them every day.
Oh,
Spam
oh.
fold. There's someone in Nigeria or whatever who is about to pass away, and they want to give me, I don't know, $1,000,000 and whatever.
Yeah.
And okay, let's stay in the budget and let's think. There's a $2,000 check in your desk. You have to invest this in your business, in your set, whatever. How do you spend it, Nico?
How do I spend $10,000?
$2,000. No, I'm not rich. Come on.
Well, no, I get these emails, and it's like millions of dollars, you know, and it's like how exciting, you know. I should never just aimlessly go through my spam folder like that. But yeah, how do I spend £2,000? I tell you, if I had £2,000, I would love to buy some really nice clothes.
Mhm.
I've not done that for ages. I remember a few years. Well, gosh, how long ago was it? Probably about 15, nearly 20 years ago, actually. I remember I had a spare couple of grand, the way you do. I wasn't married and I was single, and I went to Selfridges. I'd been living in Germany for about a year. I'd come back to London for a meeting, and had the afternoon to kill. So I thought, I know, I'll go to Selfridges and just have a look around. And I kitted myself out with some Versace gear. So this Versace jacket, you know, my idols in the 80s were Miami Vice and Don Juan. So I had this Versace jacket, I had this beautiful like mesh black t-shirt, Versace trousers, and a lovely pair of shoes as well. And the whole thing cost me about £1,500 back then. But I got to admit, I did, even by my standards, I thought, my God, Nick, you're looking. So first thing I did is when I got back.
Sorry, Nick. You were almost reaching Peter.
Almost, yeah. Not quite that level, but getting there. but then the first day, so like I got all this kit. So of course, I wanted to wear it. So first week back, and we all lived. What they used to do, because if you don't know, as I wasn't in the military, but we were contractors to the military out there. That's why I was in Germany. But they put all the single people together so that we wouldn't get naughty with the married people. We just got naughty with the single people, and some just got naughty with the married people anyway. But anyway, we kept all the singles together. And so we would always go out and have a whale of a time. So that Friday, I put my clothes. We lived nearer Holland than we did we lived nearer a Dutch town than we did a German town. So we went to Roermond in Holland on this Friday night, and I was looking like the dogs, And within 5 seconds of getting out of the cab, I tripped on the curb, tore my trousers, stuffed my shoes. It was like, I was like, oh God.
Sorry.
And generally just got abuse from my friends for the rest of the night. So yeah. Oh. I hate this show because I end up telling all my dirtiest women secrets, and I need to.
It's a better laugh than mine. Love it. I love it, Nick. I could just see you in that outfit. I never expected that to have happened. I thought, my God, he's going to be a killer on the dance floor.
Oh, I looked so smooth. It was untrue.
For sure. Wow.
I hadn't even had a drink.
Oh my goodness.
Stephen.
It's a darn good question. If I had an extra $2,000, I think that I would invest in a camera, a DSLR camera with Camlink, and just like the ones you've got, Marco. And I would basically improve the quality of my videos. I mean, that's basically my world is live video. So that's what I would do with it. And the balance, I don't know. But that would be my good start. Would just be a camera and the Camlink. Oh, sorry. I would actually pay LinkedIn to let me go live.
Okay.
That wouldn't be much for the camera. But
You have to pay LinkedIn now? Is that what they're asking you to do? Is pay?
no,
they just never get
didn't
back
mean
to
it.
you.
I take that back. Don't take us off the air.
That's okay. No, that's okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Maybe it's something new with LinkedIn now. How do I know, right? I mean, I filled out forms too, just like you, Harper. I haven't received an answer, so I'm not going to worry about it.
I give up even looking for an answer from them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even bother.
So
I keep getting people that want to offer me jobs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm no.
Yeah.
Maria.
It's such a good question.
Yeah.
I would just like Stephen buy more equipment to do better shows, right? And probably teach at. I would say buy more equipment, better equipment than I have right now, and just learn a lot more because I really enjoy this. I know this is the way of the future, and I could see that 10 years ago I knew this was the way to go, but I didn't know how to do it because I didn't have the education, quite frankly, and there was no Be Live around, right? That made it a lot easier than it would have been years ago. So it would be equipment for me to be a better videographer and to just move along that way.
Perfect. Chris.
Is anybody else watching the background as it moves and being mesmerized by it?
No.
Okay, it's just me then.
I don't on this one, but the other shows I usually do.
Oh, now I'm noticing it. I wasn't noticing it. Oh, I love that. I love the black.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the blue. I love the blue.
The blue is beautiful.
I know.
These are the ones
know.
that I usually do.
I will do something very egoistic first
Yeah.
to help people. And I will invest it in myself. There are 2 courses that I will follow, and I don't even know if 2,000 is enough
Mhm.
to buy that. The first one, and Nick knows what it is, that's the intensive course from Owen Hemsat.
Yeah.
So I can become a better broadcaster. That's that. And the other one, that's perhaps it's for Maria too. I have learned, thanks to Owen Hemsat, who is Chris Vos, and he has very good courses on negotiation.
Oh,
That's a thing that I have to learn better, also for use at school. So I will take a good course on negotiation from Chris Vos too. And with that, I hope that I can help many people.
Nice.
it's good.
That would be,
Excellent.
I can just say, as being on Owen's intensive, that was well worth it,
I
Chris.
think so.
Mhm.
Harper,
Oh, let's see.
let me answer. You will buy a couple of Gila monsters.
Oh, I don't need to buy them; they'll just show up. If you don't know what a Gila monster is, and
Okay.
Gila is spelled Gila. Look that up. I get those in my yard every once in a while. They're probably one of the only things that I would shoot to protect my dogs. I'd even do that before kill them before a wild pig. So, yeah, $2,000.
Oh wow!
I mean, I can buy some race parts for my car, but that wouldn't help maybe go faster. But I would say probably because not only do I like to race, but I also like to film. So I would say probably yes, that is a Gila monster.
Oh, okay.
Mean the buggers, and those things are probably about a foot. They can get up to about a foot and a half long. So,
Wow.
Wow.
yeah, so
Ugly.
you're probably looking about 30 to 32 centimeters. I think that is maybe. I don't know. So,
Ugly. Ugly.
yeah. So yeah, they're mean little buggers. They don't do anything they don't want to do unless you throw water on them. For some
Okay.
reason, they will turn around and I call it run, but they more like wobble. They're
Do they
really
bite?
slow though. What's that?
Do they bite, Harper? What they?
Oh yes, they have a very strong
I
jaw.
would think so, eh? I would think so.
Yep.
It's a lizard.
Yep.
Is it a lizard? It's a lizard?
It's a lizard. It's a reptile, but it's not a lizard. I mean, it's lizard-like. But yeah, if a worm and a lizard ever had a baby, and were offspring of Godzilla, yes.
It's something like a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's a mean little thing. But I would say I don't know if I would get a DSLR camera or a
Mirrorless.
I've actually been looking at, for me, DSLR mirrorless, in my category is the same thing, but kind of like almost like a TV broadcasting one, because I need something where I can sit behind the car at a starting line. So if I'm not racing, I'm filming. I need to be behind the car when it does its burnout, goes to the starting line, and then races down a quarter mile, so about half a kilometer. And I need to be able to zoom in to be able to still see the car without it being all grainy. So I need to have and my cell phone, because most of the time we do our drag racing late in the day and into the evening because of the temperatures. So when it's at night, I can't even zoom into the board to see what the driver's time was, because by the time I zoom in, it's just all hazy. So that was probably what I would do.
Can you ask him to go slowly? You can ask them to go a little bit slower.
Yeah, I'm just getting my shot. Yeah.
Not
could
so
try.
fast, Junior.
I could try, but nobody would ever try to race me because they think something's wrong with that guy.
Yeah, you can use a camcorder, for instance, for that.
I've got a couple of them on a list. So
And
Okay.
Marco, what would you use?
a device like this one, for instance.
Marco's like, I have an
Well,
affiliate link for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
By Amazon with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I think I would buy the Sony Alpha 7100 or something.
Mhm.
It's a very good camera. It's around, and I think I at the end I still am having some money to buy a dinner to all of you.
Oh, love. All down
It
to
should
Nando.
come to Yes, because it's a very good camera. There's one thing about using, even though I think this one I'm using it's not that bad, and I already had it. Okay, before because I bought this camera to take pictures,
Mhm.
but with a mirrorless camera, when you move around, they will give you an even better image because they have more frames per second than the
Mhm.
DSLR, for instance.
hmm
So that's the main reason I want to have this Sony Alpha. I think it's 7100.
I was looking at
I
one
can
that
spend
had where I can actually
change with you.
touch in the display the car, and it would actually continue focusing on that car as it went down. So it would do an autofocus. So I can zoom. I don't have to worry about focusing. It would automatically focus on just that car. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, one less thing I'd have to worry.
Mhm. Mhm.
Perfect. So we need another topic.
Well, you have to tell us, what would you do with $2,000, Marco?
I already mentioned I would buy the camera.
Camera.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. For instance, I think even though I think it's good to make trainings and everything,
Mhm.
I'm kind of away from courses because I don't finish them. I don't get
Mhm.
in,
Mhm.
I don't engage. For instance,
Mhm.
there's a site where you can get the promos from Udemy. Okay,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
well, I stopped doing this for a long time, but before I think it was maybe last year.
Mhm.
I was every day there to find bargains. Well, not
Yeah.
bargains because they were for free.
Yes.
Okay, and I applied and I was there, blah 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 blah, and I didn't finish not even one course.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. I hear you. I
That's the
hear
problem.
you.
Problem. I don't engage. I don't commit with courses
Mhm.
because I'm a doer,
Yeah.
not a learner.
Mhm.
And okay, maybe another thing is to have a kind of virtual assistant, okay, to
Mhm.
make things I don't like to
Mhm.
do because
Mhm.
I like
Yeah.
to create content. I need someone to say, okay, now you need to do this, this, and this, and I shoot the things, and then there you go.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
I need this kind of person. I need this kind of person in my life.
Oh.
I need you in my life.
I'm sure you'll find it sooner or later, right? But
This could be the next topic.
yeah. Okay.
If you have a virtual assistant,
Mhm.
which tasks do you want he or she to do? Chris,
Okay. Good
Me,
question.
that's simple. It's cleaning the house.
this is not a virtual assistant.
It's virtual.
Okay,
It's
maybe she
online.
can control a robot.
That's, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
that's true. Yeah, do it all online.
With robots and very safe robots for all what's in here. That's a very tough task to clean the house here inside.
I think it's everywhere.
Mhm. Mhm.
And Harper,
Oh, Yeah, I couldn't use a Roomba. I got 3 dogs and hair, and yeah, that poor thing would choke and die and blow up. I would need somebody because I want to write a book, but with my traumatic brain injury, I can't sit down and focus long enough to get anywhere on it. And so I just say, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. And, at this point, it's never going to get done. So I would need an AI that would sit down, go, from this time frame to this time frame, tell me a story. And then, so I'm contemplating on Jarvis so I can just start telling stories and then get it down on, and then go from there. But
for sure.
That's my biggest struggle in a lot of things, is basically sitting down and having the concentration enough to see it through to a point where I can stop and then later on continue from there. So
yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Perfect.
So Jarvis will be perfect for you, I think.
Jarvis?
What's that?
We'll look into it.
We'll do
Yeah.
that.
You need a Jarvis in your life, Harper.
We all need a Jarvis.
You need more than Jarvis.
I'm kind of thinking of the Jarvis from Iron Man, though. I mean, that computer system was pretty good.
Stephen.
A virtual assistant. I don't know. I've got to be honest. I haven't thought about it. Basically, I managed to get through by the skin of my teeth most days by actually planning a day in advance. I don't need assistance with email because I don't use email. I try and answer all the messages on Messenger by return. I don't have an area which is out of control. The only thing I don't have is enough time in a week. Because there's always, as Harper's referred to, there's always something pressing that you want to get on with. But even so, I mean, I work to set times and days. Everything's. The only thing that doesn't work is we do a broadcast on Thursdays, which is called Inspired by Video. And the premise of the show is that John Upton does an instructional video, uploads it to YouTube, and we play it during the show.
Yeah.
And this is probably a minor frustration thing as well, in that he could do the video the day before, okay? But he does the video on the day. And last week, I would love John to have a virtual assistant, okay, to remind him to do the videos on Wednesday. Because last Thursday, the video, he said, here's the link, and it was 2 minutes before the show. Now, you don't need that because you've got a link, you've got to go to YouTube, you've got to get a link from YouTube into the studio, you've got to bring it up on screen, make sure it works, all within 120 seconds and go live at the same time. Now,
Plenty of time.
Yeah,
We all know that.
some left over, right?
it just about worked, but no. So John can have the virtual assistant, is my answer.
You're so very kind.
Maria.
Oh, goodness. I had a virtual assistant years ago, probably 10 years ago, when nobody even knew about it, but I used her for my business. But you know what I found is I spent more time explaining to her what I wanted to do rather than do it myself. And so I'm learning to do it by myself. It would be probably, when it comes to the video, Stephen, probably finding the keywords and doing the editing, because I haven't started editing, Stephen, because I think it's so much work and I really don't know how to do it. And I try and do everything one take, and that's the end of it, and not worry about it, But I think in time, I would probably give it to someone else to do the editing. But at this point, I'm okay the way it is, But I have had virtual assistants in the past. I've had bookkeepers, I've had accountants. Now I have guys that go out and do work for me. They're not virtual, but like in other words, I have a plumber going out to one of my properties, right? There's always something going on with my properties that I own in real estate. So those are not virtual, but those are contractors I send out all the time. So there's always somebody going out almost every day to do some work on one of the properties. So I'm kind of accustomed to that. But the virtual took more time in me explaining Marco than actually doing it myself. So I just stopped after a while. And they also don't want to keep doing it either. Don't ask me why. They're not very reliable. They're not very steady. They always have other, because they're working from home. So maybe they don't take it quite as seriously, but that's my own experience. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Okay, so you need a virtual assistant to teach virtual assistant.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. Nick.
Well, I'm very lucky that I've had a few, and I've got one at the moment that is just brilliant. Yeah, I've got.
Good.
Everyone should have a Bev in their lives. She's incredible, and actually
Besides Jarvis.
and
Maybe
yeah,
they could be a couple.
I'd have Bev over Jarvis all day long. Yeah, no question. But and that's the thing. Actually, Maria, it's very interesting. But it does depend on who you get and how you then bring them on. I think as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Bev is great. We got her on for like doing emails and customer support and things like that. But she can do that on her head. So it's being able to give her things that keep her interested, because she's brilliant. She's really creative. So then started getting her doing designs and we're on Canva, and then she just casually mentioned that she could edit videos as well. And so she done videos.
Wonderful.
And it's like all those great things. And it's a blessing, because I she kind of reads my mind half the time, because I was thinking, oh, Bev, I'm just thinking about this. And then she'll just send something over and it'll be like, oh, that's 10 times better than actually what I was thinking about. So,
Excellent.
yeah, if you get
That's
the right
when you
one.
know they have the right person.
Yeah, if you get the right one. Yeah. Oh, treat them like a diamond. Actually, I did say that.
I did. Always have.
Yeah, she was recommended to me by a friend of hers. And I said to her friend, I said, you just reached in your back pocket and gave me a diamond. It's absolutely incredible.
Excellent. I'm happy to hear that. You should give me her name.
Well, sure.
No,
she's mine. I'm very possessive.
no, don't worry about it. Good question, though, Marco. That's a really good question.
Yes.
So,
You've come up.
So what's your answer, Marco?
my turn. I will have a virtual assistant to steal Nick's virtual assistant.
Oh, yeah. After me.
So
I'm probably going to have to pay her more now. She's probably watching.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Shame on me! Shame on me!
Hi, Deb.
Well, my needs. Someone to make the reusing of the contents. For instance, slice in small nuggets and then upload them. Also, for instance, to find new topics, make this research for me, and also to deal with my Amazon Live shows.
There's Deb.
It's
There she is.
a piece of work because they are not easy to set up. Okay, so this could be, I think, it will be related to my contents and to make them shine, give them life more than they have, because I really need this editing video and this kind of things. I think I will call Jarvis. Are you there?
Can be.
Well, I will think till the beginning of the week. I will take a look at Episcribe and Writer, and hopefully before I retire, I will come up with good things.
Okay. So
You can use Jarvis 1 week for free, Marco.
Well, I don't believe in that trials 1 week, because
No, it's not enough time. You need a good month. You need a good month for anything.
at least 50 years.
Yeah.
50 years for me.
I agree.
Not-
I agree.
If it's less than 50 years, I don't pick the trial. Go.
So listen, I found out about AppSumo from this group. Now, does AppSumo offer deals along the during the year, or is it just a one-time thing, 1 month, and that's it, one time a year, or how does it work with AppSumo? This is brand new for me.
AppSumo basically is the place that software houses go if they want to raise money quickly.
Okay.
If they want to do some software development, then they go and they sell a cut down version on AppSumo
Okay.
at a lifetime deal.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, they decide the price that they're going to sell at.
Mm-hmm.
They decide whether the deal is going to be stackable. The more you pay, the more you get.
Mm-hmm.
As a user, you can't get better value because you're getting software that thousands of people use already, and they're paying $25 a month for it, and you're getting it for $99, whatever.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now, when software goes on AppSumo, it's for a limited time.
Mm-hmm.
So it will go on. They'll agree with AppSumo themselves how long the deal is going to last.
Okay.
So if you say, right, I'm going to be on offer for the next month, next 2 months, next 3 months, that's the decision that the software house takes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When the deal is over, it's no longer available
Mm-hmm.
until the next time they do it, which could be a
Okay.
year later. But
Okay.
what they've done is to quickly raise funds in an inexpensive way. They don't have to borrow money from the bank. The money they get is theirs. AppSumo take a commission. They're happy. The buyers get, well, you've seen all of us get excited with an AppSumo deal. So everybody wins. But once a year.
Is
And
it
this
just once a year AppSumo offers this? That's it? Once a year?
No.
That's it?
Sorry, there are AppSumo deals every single day. New ones coming
Okay.
up every day.
Okay.
Each one has got its own limits.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
it may be there today, and you go back tomorrow and think I'm going to get that, and it's gone.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the bit you want to avoid.
Okay.
Now,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I kind of
if you
wondered
get
about
to the stage where you arrive the day after a deal is gone, you can pay $99 to AppSumo directly and get the deal you were going to get in the first place.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
But at the moment, we're on a 3-day super sale where AppSumo have got software houses together, the best of last year's customers that were, got them together and said, okay, for 3 days, we'll sell your product at an extra discount, and everybody wins. But on the 16th, it will stop, and it won't be available again until next year. Okay.
Till
But
next year.
there are things going through AppSumo virtually every day, and then Marco tells me about them, and Nick tells me about them, and we all tell each other about them.
Okay. I'm just new in this.
AppSumo Mafia.
Yeah, I'm just new. You guys, I'm just new.
It's in the
So
candy
learning.
store. Like, oh, have you seen that? Have you seen that?
Well, I know that's what I keep hearing and reading, right? And I didn't even understand what it was all about, but I'm starting to understand now. And how do you stack the deals, though? How, do they tell you to stack it, or you know how to stack it, or how does that work, Stephen? Stacking deals on
Stacking
AppSumo.
Okay. Nick, how does stacking deals work?
Yeah.
Well, basically, it's you're buying extra levels of what they're offering. So, for example, when Stephen and I were buying Switchboard,
Okay.
we wanted to do a certain thing, so we had to buy. I think it was a 5 stack, wasn't it, Stephen, or something like that?
It's a 5-stack.
Because we wanted something that it specifically did, or it was promising that it would do, but hasn't actually done it yet. So, but it's still a great piece of kit. So you can get different levels of the software.
Of the same product. The same product. Okay.
Same product. So it's a bit like having like a bronze, silver, gold. platinum
Okay.
type.
Okay.
So-
That makes sense. Okay. That makes sense. I thought you could stack products on top of each other, but now I'm
No,
understanding within the product, you
It
can
could always
move
be the
up
one product.
whatever.
It's within that product.
Okay. Thank you. Now I'm starting to understand it.
Yeah, but it's like thinking back to the chat that was in the messenger yesterday. It was like,
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, oh, what was it? OneStream. I was thinking, oh god, yeah, OneStream. And then I was thinking, no, I've got Switchboard and VI Loud. I've solved that problem.
Okay.
But the thing about OneStream is that OneStream are going to have their own,
Mhm.
which means it will have a broadcasting studio built in. And I want to tell a story, and I can't mention who it is
Mhm.
for legal reasons.
Mhm.
When you buy an AppSumo deal, the people who are presenting the deal will also do a write-up underneath, which you can read, and it gives you their roadmap.
Mhm.
And in the roadmap, it says, if you buy this deal, you'll get that function as soon as we've created it. Okay.
Okay. That makes sense. Mhm.
And you won't pay any extra. We haven't got it now, but we'll have it. And as soon as we've got it, it's yours.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
One software house on Tuesday. Sorry.
So OneStream now is on sale, correct? On AppSumo. And I think you were saying to get the professional one is the one that you use, Steve, because I just want to know what you're using. I'll buy the same thing, right? So that's the professional version I should be getting on OneStream.
Yes.
And it does the same thing at this point that VLoud does. Is that?
No. They
No.
do different things. This is what I was trying to explain the other day. Sorry, guys. VI Loud is all about the website. Okay.
Okay.
Sorts out
Okay.
your website.
Okay.
OneStream is about broadcasting to 30 locations and having a an HTML5 video player. Okay. And they're two separate things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now
I understand.
okay. So in the text below the deal, the CEO writes and says, you'll get these additional features as soon as they're released. Okay.
Mhm.
One software house proudly announced on Monday of this week, and we won't mention them because we would get taken off the air. They proudly mentioned that a feature was available, and if you got the AppSumo deal, it should have been $25 a month. But as you had the AppSumo deal, it will now be $23 a month. Yeah, great benefit. But the unfortunate thing was that they promised that feature to anybody who bought the AppSumo deal, and we're now asking them to pay an extra $23 a month.
Yeah.
What do you think happened?
Nobody bought it. Nobody bought it.
Carnage happened. Everybody who bought the deal last year said, no, you can't do that. It's in writing. We've got it in writing. That's why we bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when you've got an unhappy customer? What's the first thing they do?
Oh, they write about it all over social media.
They tell everybody else.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Long story short.
That should be the way. That's the way to do it, right? That's the way we should be doing it.
If you get a deal and somebody promises you something, then that somebody has got to deliver on it. Otherwise, all hell breaks loose. You get a bad reputation, which you don't deserve. And it's a lesson learned, because as Nick mentioned a moment ago, we are waiting for an HTML5 player, which hasn't surfaced yet. And it was a promise. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
That's good.
Good. Thank you.
Finish.
Before
I didn't even say it was, which is good.
No, that's okay.
This is just later.
Well, yeah, that's just a mistake. I will call you up, Stephen.
Before asking Stephen to wrap up the show, I need to make a serious question to Nick. Nick, my friend, tell me, have you ever been called it Nike?
No.
Right. Okay. And on that footnote, see what I did there? It's time to end this week's broadcast. You've been listening to Marco in Portugal, Harper in Arizona, Chris in Belgium, Maria in Canada, and myself and Nick in the UK. We'll be back next week. My house. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.